Matchups this week. The Bucs trying to bounce back after a loss to the Saints. Here's Baker Mayfield on which unit was to blame.
It comes down to the offense. You're up 2 scores, you have the chance to put the game away, and you don't. And the easy thing to do is point at the defense because the situation's the last thing you see in the game. But if you look at the whole game, you look at the way it played, blame me. Don't blame Todd.
Yeah, they got the mess. It's football guys. I don't know. There's probably been a billion stories written when coaches have lost. They got pissed off and sets up to their guys. It's not an issue. We're fine.
Okay, Bowles was referencing his ripping into the team immediately after the loss last week. Remember, he also went on that other rant. It was incredible. They would be wise to turn things around quick, though. With a win, the Bucs would have a 93% chance to win the NFC South, according to ESPN Analytics. Losing to the Panthers on Sunday would pull their chances down just about 50-50. Keep in mind that both of these teams can only make the playoffs by winning the division. Dan, how does this Panthers defense match up with the Bucs offense?
Yeah, they've struggled when they've decided to blitz recently. I think 2 things in this game are huge from a Tampa perspective. 1, Baker's legs. 2, Carolina's droppers, meaning the people that are going from the line of scrimmage back into coverage when they blitz, have really struggled recently, getting lost, losing vision, and so often it's really kind of in between that hash area. We're going to get a cross dog by the inside linebackers, backside defensive end drops. He gets completely lost, getting sold on what would be a crosser and or slant route that's replaced in a complete vacancy. If you're Tampa, invite the pressure. I dare you. I challenge you to pressure me. That nickel is going to fire in the yellow. The white is going to be that dropping backer. But completely vacated is that backside kind of hook, soft spot area right at that hash. Too consistently, those droppers, when they pressured, just lost landmark. If I'm Baker Mayfield, my legs, like I said, but also when I see blitz, I'm thinking kind of in between those numbers, hash area, and trying to gut them into the intermediate pass game.
Another really important game.
Which is still counting against their salary cap this season when they currently have an 11-game win streak and are the AFC's #1 seed. Of course, they did hit on Bo Nix in the first round. They have a great defense that helped bail them out. And the Dolphins are going to be facing difficult decisions and obstacles as they look to dig out from under the Tua Tagovailoa contract here in the future. But when you bench a player like this, the chances are his future there is bleak, if not over. Tua recognizes that. Everybody's at a crossroads, and we'll see now where this goes with Quinn Ewers as the new Dolphins starting quarterback, Zach Wilson as his backup, and Tua Tagovailoa serving now as the Dolphins' emergency #3 quarterback.
Maybe they strike gold with Quinn Ewers. We'll see as we welcome you to the show. Dan, Hawk, Field is here. Field, was this the right decision for the Dolphins right now?
Yeah, so clearly time. I mean, 15 interceptions for Tua, Shefty mentioned, most in the NFL. For whatever it's worth, Tua threw all 15 of those picks when facing zone coverage. He's not seeing the field well right now, and when he gets under duress, he has limited to no escapability, and that has led to other bad decisions, like the one you're going to see right there, just a bad sack on Monday night. But the reality for Miami, as Shefty mentioned, they're probably going to have to move on from Tua this offseason. If there is one sort of silver lining that they could potentially approach, it's this. If Tua is still healthy and upright by the start of the league year, and if you keep playing him, you risk the fact of him not being healthy, maybe they can convince a team to pay down a portion of Tua's remaining base salary. Maybe the Dolphins even compensate that team by giving them a draft pick. Think all the way back to when Brock Osweiler was traded from the Texans to the Cleveland Browns. Houston actually sent Cleveland a second-round pick as part of that deal. For now, you get a three-game runway with Quinn Ewers to see if you have anything there. But the reality for Miami going forward is they probably will have to be like Denver and strike it on a young quarterback somewhere in the draft to get this franchise anywhere close to contention, because this 4-game winning streak they just recently had, solid. But this division they play in has 2 teams that probably aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
It's got to be about more than just the performance on the field. The last 3 years, Tua's 73 touchdowns, 28 picks. He's got 22, 23, and 24. All 3 of those years are a passer rating over 100. He was an MVP caliber player in 2023. We've seen starting
player this year?
No, but we've seen starting quarterbacks struggle. We have. And so for them to make this move, and it's a clear, like, hey, it's not only for this year, but it's very unlikely that you're our guy moving forward. It can't just be about he's having a bad season. There has to be things behind the scene that they know internally that we don't publicly that are factoring into this? Because we've seen starting quarterback struggle before. I would say this, not only for the Dolphins, but teams moving forward. Number one, who is Tua now after the injuries and after the headshots? That's not me trying to be hypersensitive. Matter of fact, you're going to have to ask yourself, because no, he's not the same player he was. I remember on our show 2 months ago saying he's just not triggering. He just won't throw the ball right now. So if you're a team, it's like, well, who are we getting? Are we getting the guy that was an MVP in 2023? And then the second thing is, if we took Tua out of this very unique and finite system for him, what else can he play in scheme-wise? And I think that's going to be another question the Dolphins and another team will have to ask themselves.
This is the question I had about Tua when he made those press conference remarks about the culture of the team, right? Because this is now 2 cultures in a row that it seemed like he was criticizing or weren't right for him. And when you look at a quarterback, if I'm the Miami Dolphins, you bring Mike McDaniel in because Mike McDaniel says, you know what, I can get the best out of Tua. Have we seen the best out of Tua over that tenure? Absolutely we have. The next question is that the best? Is he still developing in a way where we feel like his best players in front of him? That's the hardest question you have to ask yourself. I think most people feel like no.
Can you get back to that best?
Yeah, and is that best enough as well, man? Because it's like, are you a problem solver on the field or are you a scheme beneficiary? Because to your point, this scheme is tailor-made for his skill set. But the difference between them advancing past the wild card round in those best years is his ability to problem solve beyond that scheme, beyond that first or second read, and also probably in under 40-degree weather, because you got to go through Pittsburgh, you got to go through Buffalo, Kansas City, Baltimore, New England, the list goes on and on. And if I've seen this and I haven't seen what gets us to that next level, then it's an easy decision.
You know, it's worth pointing out, too, that Mike McDaniel has been very loyal to Tua even when he's struggled before. And when we were preparing for this Monday night game, we interviewed Mike McDaniel. We asked him specifically if he thought any of the head injuries had affected Tua, and his answer was, that would be really bad if I thought that, and no, I don't think that. Now, I'm not sure what we expected to say there other than that he doesn't think that's affected things, but we did ask the question. I wanted to bring this to you guys from our Dolphins reporter, Marcel Louis-Jacques. Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa spoke to the media just moments ago, saying that he's naturally disappointed and not happy with this demotion, but gave a transparent assessment as to why it happened. Quote, I would say the biggest thing, and it's being honest with myself as well, has been my performance. I haven't been performing up to the level and the capabilities that I have in the past. He says it well, right?
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for him. He knows that. Yeah. I think that's the big question is, he mentions it, the past. Can he get back to something that looks like the past? Because the past 3 years have been pretty darn good football. This year it fell off.
Yeah, we'll see what Quinn Ewers can do. I think Quinn Ewers might actually be really good in this offense. They don't ask a whole lot out of the quarterback either. All right, let's pivot to tomorrow night's game.